open the case over here. Give me just a minute. We're doing something a little different this morning.
Okay. It's Judge Sylvia.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
There.
I need
Which one are you going to do that first? 101?
There you go.
Are you going in docket order?
Yeah, I'm going docket order.
So, fine.
Yes.
Does he probably just need to look at the documents, right? That we have in the queue?
Yeah, and then you can sign it.
Where are they in this list, Robin? Do you know?
No, 101 should have been the very first one sent out. So.
Oh, I'm looking right at it.
Okay.
So yeah, Judge, you can click on that. Click on the one that you're looking for. And here's all the documents here. So you see last will and testament right there, proof of debt. So, and there's the order, and you see it's got you ready to sign.
Okay, can I make that smaller where I can see them and see that too?
If you can do,
Yeah, I haven't done.
Okay.
But I'll take them.
So I'll do this.
All right, this might take a little bit. We're
do you know your Odyssey password,
no,
Lauren?
Yes.
we're working on electronic signatures and some different things. This is our first time to do it, so.
Appreciate you guys bearing with us. See if you can drag that smaller. And after you review everything, whenever you're ready to sign, you'll just click that sign right up there at the top.
Okay. And I can actually sign them all afterwards.
Oh, yeah, you can do that as well.
All right, Adams County Probate Court come to order. Calls number 19CPR0101, the state of Janice K. Howard. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Judge.
morning. You may raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
Yes.
All right, you may proceed, ma'am. You put your hand down.
Thank you. Will you please state your name for the record?
Robert William Butcher.
And did Janice K. Howard die on or about March 20th, 2019?
Yes.
And then she died at Old River 1, Chambers County, Texas.
Yes.
And that's where she resided at the time of death, right? So she actually died in her home. To your knowledge, did Janice K. Howard die without revoking her will dated September 26, 2011? Were there any child or children born after the date of that will? And at the time of the execution of the will, Janice K. Howard was of sound mind of at least 18 years of age. Okay. And I'm showing you what's the will. You recognize the signatures on here? Is that your, Ms. Howard is your mother, correct? And is that your mother's signature? Okay. Did your mother have a marriage dissolved after this will was made? Has 4 years elapsed since the death of your mother and the filing of the application to probate this will? And is the state of Texas or any charity a devisee under this will? At the time of the death,
I can't hear Mr. Butcher, Miss Dennis.
I'm sorry.
I can't hear Mr. Butcher.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up loudly.
Yeah, please. There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Was the state of Texas or any charity a devisee under your mother's will? And at the time of death,
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
at the time of her death, did she own property in excess of about $53,000? And there's a necessity for the administration of her estate, correct? And the will appointed you, Robert Butcher, as the independent executor
Yes.
and to act without a bond?
Yes.
And is there any reason that you're disqualified or that you should not serve as the executor of her estate? I'll pass the witness, Judge.
No questions. All right, here, everybody admits will of probate and authorized letters.
Judge, how do we do the oath now? I was unclear about that.
Just have them sign it and send it in.
Okay,
Robin else they need to do.
That's it.
Yeah, just have them sign it and then send it in.
okay. All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Take care.
All right,
All right, cause number 20 CPR 0037, the state of Michael Lee Windsor. Mr. McCall, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Raise your right hand, please. Whoever's going to testify.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
Can you,
I did.
okay, and you said I do? All right, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Patricia Ann Windsor, is that right?
Yes,
You were married to Michael Lee Windsor,
yes,
and he passed away on March the 3rd of this year. is that
yes,
correct? And he had his residence, a strict place of residence in Chambers County at the time he passed away.
yes.
He didn't have a will when he passed away. And you filed an application with the court to determine heirship, or so the court can determine who his lawful heirs are, is that correct?
Yes,
And in that application, it lists you as being his wife,
yes,
and he was only married one time in his lifetime, is that correct?
yes,
And that was, and, y'all had 2 children together, Amanda Lee Way and Samantha Lee Windsor, is that correct?
yes, sir.
Those are the only children he had.
Yes, sir.
He didn't adopt any other children. He didn't have any other children that passed away.
Yes, we did.
Okay,
At birth,
okay,
at birth, yeah,
okay, so you have one, still one child.
yeah,
Okay, other than that, there was no other children that passed away.
no,
Okay, and, the heirs, both Amanda Lee Way and Samantha Windsor, they both signed waivers and consents for you to be the independent administrator, is that correct?
yes, sir.
And you file an application with the court to have the court appoint you as the administrator of his estate,
Yes, sir.
and they waived any right for you to have to post a bond or anything of that nature. Is that correct? And you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the independent administrator. Okay. And that you're asking the court to approve your application to determine heirship and sign an order appointing you as the independent administrator. Is that correct? That's all I have of this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Counselor, what'd you say about a bond? I'm sorry, I was trying to pull up.
They, in the waiver, they said they've signed a waiver, waiving that she has to sign a bond or anything. She inherits everything, Your Honor, everything goes to her.
Okay, and under the administration, I mean, the declaration, who's the heirs other than her? That's what-
Amanda Lee Way is her daughter, and Samantha Lee Windsor, both children of this marriage.
Okay, yeah, what we're doing, we're trying to go all electronic, so I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I've got it over here on the computer screen. So this is a learning session too, as well as probate. All right, so I'm approved the order determining heirship and the order granting independent administration.
We have the two witnesses here, Your Honor.
Oh, they hadn't testified yet, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Could you please state your name for the record?
Charlene Sonia,
You knew or know Patricia Windsor for a long time?
yes,
You know her husband too, Michael Lee Windsor. You familiar with their marital and family history?
yes,
Okay, and you understand they've only married once into each other,
right,
and they only had 2 children, Amanda Way and Samantha Windsor,
yes,
and that was the only 2 children they had.
yes,
They didn't adopt any other children.
no,
Okay, and you've had an opportunity to review the affidavit as far as the heirs to this estate,
yes,
and you agree with all the information that's in the affidavit?
yes.
Okay, that's all. I have, Your Honor. So her husband is also here, Leon Sonia.
Good morning, Leon.
How you, sir?
I'd say you look good, but I'd be lying. So, all
Yeah, you don't want to start that.
right, did Leon get sworn in?
Yes,
Yeah.
All right, you may proceed with your next witness.
Okay, you state your name for the record.
Yeah, Leon James Sonia.
You've heard the testimony from your wife.
Right.
You agree with everything she said?
Yes.
And you've had an opportunity to review your
wow, that's a
affidavit?
first.
Right.
I love it.
If you will, can you open it and both sign your affidavits, and then we'll have a notary, none of those through.
All right, are you through with testimony?
Yes, Your Honor, you want me to go ahead and have Ms. Windsor sign her oath too? I've got a
Yes.
notary here to notarize all this.
Yes, sir, please do. And Ms. Windsor, I'm sorry to hear about your husband. He's a good guy. All right, so now I'm gonna approve the judgment declaring heirship and administration.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can. Are you the item on this one?
Yes, sir. Dick Dawson. Judge, I've reviewed the pleadings. I've looked at the affidavit of facts with regard to Leon Saunier as well as Charlene. I spoke with both Charlene and Leon on a couple, at least Charlene for sure on a couple occasions. They've been married for in excess of 47 years. Both witnesses, Leon and Charlene, have known, based upon my interview, have known that Mike Winchard since 1960. A matter of fact, Leon went to school with Mike. However, Leon was much older, but nevertheless, it's kind of hard not to know everybody in Winnie, Texas. They showed horses together. There's no doubt in my mind that the heirs would be his surviving wife, Patricia, of many, many years. I noticed that all the property seems to be community property, and accordingly, the sole heir under descent and distribution in the state of Texas would be Patricia A. Windsor. I believe Travis and I have agreed on ad litem fees. That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, sounds good. Now, are we done?
We're done, Your Honor.
Fine. No more questions from that item. Item approve the judgment declaring heirship and administration.
And I'll scan these, Your Honor, and you file them. Is the courthouse partially open now? Can we come down there and get our letters, or how's that work?
Oh, yeah, you can, Robin. Yes, you can come in and get them if you'd like to.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Baker, you on cause number 20CPR0046? I don't see Mr. Baker. I see a blank here with the owner's iPad.
Mr. Baker, if you're, there you go.
Can you see me now?
No,
No,
sir,
we can't.
There's a blank screen, Richard.
Okay, I pushed the screen.
Oh, start video.
Start video.
You see that where it says start video?
Oh, hold on.
There you
Can you see me now?
go. Not quite.
You can hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Austin, any suggestions?
I'm pressing buttons up here.
If you do see an option to start video, please.
Yeah, it says start video and it has a strike on it. And so I'm touching it. And it says unable to access camera. I guess.
It may
There
be.
you go. Let me see how.
On the iPad.
Yeah, yes.
Hold on, we're gonna fix that. If you want to move on to the next
All
one.
right, yeah, let's move on. We'll come back to you, Richard. All right, cause number 47, Mr. Fromberger.
Good morning, Your
Okay,
Honor.
Your Honor.
All right, you have someone there going to testify? You're going to testify?
148, I'm sorry.
You swear affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
I will. I
All
do.
right, you may proceed, sir.
Judge, first I ask you to take judicial notice of the will that you have, should have the original of, that purports to be the last will and testament of Nolan James Trahan.
Go down.
Okay. Mr. Trahan, Nolan James Trahan died on March 2nd, 2020 of this year in Houston at the age of 73. At the time of his death, he was a resident of Mont Bellevue. And I'm looking at his original will, last will and testament. To the best of my knowledge, this will's not been has not been revoked. The will was signed on August 16th of 2014. Okay, the will was self-proved. There were no children born or adopted after this will was executed. He did not have a marriage dissolved after this will was executed. In fact, he was still married to Muriel Trahan at the time of his death. And Muriel Trahan is the sole beneficiary under this will. Now, this is a little strange in that he nominated his daughter and his stepdaughter to serve as joint independent executors. However, his stepdaughter, Amanda Faye Frazier, has declined to serve in favor of Ramona Faith Faye, which is Mr. Trahan's daughter. You should have a waiver and renunciation of right of letters testamentary that was previously filed with the court, signed by Amanda Faye Frazier. The will further states that if Ramona or Amanda are unwilling or unable to serve as independent executor, that the other independent executor shall continue to serve. So, Judge, that leaves us with Ramona as the person that was originally named as a co-independent executor, remaining as the independent executor to serve. And his counsel is asked that they serve without bond and as an independent executor, and it is a non-taxable estate. But that's all I have, Judge.
All right, Counselor, everybody admits the will of probate authorized letters.
Thank you, Judge. Can we request letters when we e-file the oath?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Mr. Baker,
Yes, sir. Can you see me now?
I can see you now. You're not pretty, but I can see you.
Well, in that regard, can you see both of us?
Yeah, and she's pretty. You're not. All right.
Well, I was going to say, if you had to order a beauty queen to get closer to me, I would not object.
All right, let's go to 46, the state, Philip Edward Schwartz. Ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the be the truth?
Yes.
And Mr. Baker, you may proceed.
Yes, sir. And the technical thing is there's some sort of master switch on the camera on the privacy setting on my iPad. And so I didn't have it turned on for Zoom. So the next
Okay.
person, you might.
Good. Well
Uh,
done.
All right. Now, this is an application for probate of will as amendment of title. I have with me, of course, Leslie Shannon Perry. She's the applicant. And if you look at the will, hello,
Hang on.
I'm hearing somebody.
Austin muted him. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. We're here to probate the estate and the last will and testament of Philip Edward Schwartz. He was a doctor of chiropractic medicine. I prepared the will, and I want to say before we begin the testimony that I filed the application on the day he died, if you'll notice, because I was under his instructions to do so. I kept the original will in my safekeeping. And so that's why that happened so quickly.
Yes.
Now, you are Leslie Shannon Perry, correct?
Yes.
And you're here to ask the court to admit to probate as amendment of title the last will and testament of Philip Edward Schwartz, correct?
Yes.
He was born on or about November 1st, 1944, in or around Stratton, Pennsylvania, and died on or about May 19th, 2020 in Chambers County, Texas at the age of 75 years, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, at the time he died, he resided in Chambers County, Texas, in fact, right next door.
Correct.
And you're here at 217 Otkin West, Anahuac, Texas, which is your mailing and residential address, correct?
Correct.
Now, at the time Dr. Schwartz died, he was not married. Is that true?
Correct.
And at the time he died, he didn't have any children, period,
Correct.
ever.
Correct.
All right. And the document, Judge, how do we show her the will that you have in front of you?
I can show it to her.
There you go.
Thank
All right.
you.
Now,
And I
you've
can
seen
show you
the
the
document.
signature.
Yes, sir.
Or you can show her a copy of it if you got it too.
Well, I just want, I have a copy and then, okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now, Ms. Perry, you are familiar with that instrument, right?
Correct.
And that is purports to be the last will and testament of Dr. Schwartz, dated August 11th of 2018, right?
Correct.
And the subscribing witnesses are Suzanne Slavinsky and Alicia Dedamore, correct?
Correct.
Now, you're familiar with his financial affairs and business, right?
Correct.
You've been a close friend of his for many years,
Correct.
and as well as your family.
Correct.
All right, because y'all are neighbors and have, you looked after him a lot, right?
Correct.
Okay. And now after the date of that will, did he execute any other wills?
No.
And if he had, you would know it, right?
Correct.
Chances are.
Correct.
All right. And then after the date of that will, did he have any children born to him?
No.
All right. Now, you are, there's no need for an administration in this estate. Is that correct?
Correct.
You're familiar with the debts in the property, and there are no debts to speak of, and those have all been taken care of.
Correct.
All right. Now, on or after March 1st of 2005, did Dr. Schwartz apply for or receive Medicaid benefits?
No.
All right. Judge, we ask that you admit this will to probate as a muniment of title, and I have in the proposed order, you declare she's the sole devisee as per the terms of the will. It's a self-proving will. And I also ask that you waive the requirement affidavit of distribution because she is the sole devisee.
So done.
Okay. Now, I guess, let me show you this piece of paper, Mark. Miss Edmonds and I talked about this Friday. This, Miss Perry, this proof of death and other facts, I'm going to e-file that. Do you swear it's true?
Correct. Yes.
All right. And I'll be the officer that takes her oath on that, and I'll e-file.
Okay. Robin's shaking her head. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Number 48, state of Imogene Phelps. Mr. McCall, I guess you're last.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hand, sir. Raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down. You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Frank James Phelps Jr., is that correct?
Yes,
Your mother was Emma Jean Phelps?
yes,
She passed away on February the 12th of 2019.
yes,
On the date of her death, she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County.
yes,
She had a valid written will that was dated March the 26th of 2001, is that correct?
yes, it was.
Yeah, and you brought that original will too.
Yes, I do.
And we made a copy of that,
Yes,
and that's an exact copy of what we filed with the court, is that correct?
yes, it is.
Okay, can you look and verify for me that that is her signature on that original will?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and as far as you know, she never revoked that will.
No, she did not.
And she didn't leave anything to any charities or governmental entities or anything in her will.
No, she did not.
After the date of the will, she never got divorced or remarried or anything like
Oh, no.
that. Okay, and she didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the date of the will.
No.
The will names you as the independent executor, is that correct?
Yes, it does.
And there's not, you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the executor.
It is.
The will says that you're not supposed to any bond, is that correct?
Correct.
And you're here today asking that the court approve your application to have the will admitted to probate, name you as the independent executor.
Yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, everybody admit the will of probate and authorize letters. There it is.
We'll go ahead and have him sign his oath now, and I'll have my secretary notarize it, and I'll scan that and send it to you, Your Honor.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's go through here and sign all these.